All right, it's showtime. Everybody, welcome to Rabbit Hole Rocks. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Okay. Always doing my testing every single time. Yeah, there's always a dark screen when I start talking. So just so you all know what it looks like. So I'm just talking on a dark screen. And now I can see myself, but I'm just a little lagged. So, you never really know. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Eric Isa, Tommy's girl. How's everybody doing? Hi, Gwyneth, Julie, Noreen, KTD. How's everybody? Hi, Karen, Heather, Carolette. Liberal Cat Lady. Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. So happy to see you all. Very, very happy to be spending time with you all this Tuesday morning. We are going to continue to roast Chris Watts as we do. And we are also going to be analyzing the things that he said to CBI Agent Tammy Lee as he's getting ready to take his polygraph examination, the polygraph of his life, the only one he ever took and failed miserably. So we are all here for that. Yes. How's everybody doing though? I was chatting with our early birds, everybody who showed up to the chat a little earlier, and I love doing that. When I have time, when I do have time, and I've taken my 50 minutes to just look outside the window, look at the birds, look at the sun, doing my old lady things that I do. And when I do that early, then I have the rest of the time to just sit and get my live stream, ready and get my camera and everything ready. And so yeah, when I have time, I'll just sit here and if anybody's on, I'll chat. And so that's what happened today. And it's nice. I love chatting with you all. And I definitely today just felt like I was not in a rush. I woke up very early. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to get an early start today. That way I can stare out the window for an extra 20 minutes. And it helps, it does help to stare out the window for an extra 20 minutes. Just to be in tune with nature and in tune with the birds chirping. Cling, 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 cling. So it does help. But yes, I was wishing for summer because of my allergies, and now that summer is here, it's early, but it's here. I no longer want it. I don't want it anymore. It is hot. The window is open. I don't want to open the window fully because it's gonna mess with the light in here, and it's just like I can't do this anymore. Where's winter? I don't care if I'm sneezing up a storm. I'd rather not deal with this heat. It is miserable. My cats don't sleep with me anymore. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to sleep with you. You're a furnace." So I wake up lonely and afraid. I'm like, "Where are my cats?" My cats are nowhere in sight. They're upstairs, they're like all stretched out on the floor. Like, "Oh, it's hot, mom." And I'm downstairs. Where are my cats at? Yeah, they don't sleep with me anymore. That's how I know it's summer. It is miserable, y'all. How is everybody else doing though? I saw that some places are nice, right? Ohio. I saw Ohio is good. Tucson, it's 100 degrees. Oh no, no girl. I could not do it. I do love Arizona. It's beautiful, but I cannot deal with the heat. It is insane. Only in the 50s still here. Thank goodness. Oh, lucky. It sounds great. 100 today in Las Vegas. Oh my God, that sounds miserable. I shouldn't complain. It's really not even all that hot here. It really isn't. But I'm already feeling the heat. I'm cooking. Yes. So today we are going to continue with Chris Watts's polygraph exam. We started it yesterday. It was highly requested by so many of you. And I wanted to do this with you all live because I love to hear all of your thoughts And yeah, and I love to roast this guy together. It is something that we have bonded over. We have created a community here of people who want justice, full justice, and people who will roast this guy and every idiot that would have or may have been involved that didn't get caught or, aided in letting that other person free. Whether or not it was the DA or whatever it may have been, right? We are all here for the same reason. And today, that is what we're going to do. We're going to be watching him. We're going to be listening to what he's telling Tammy Lee. And we've seen this video so many times. But guess what? There are still so many things that we miss every single time. Every single time. Yes, I love the community here, you all. Love it. So, yeah, that is what we'll be doing here today. So strap up. I hope you all have your chicken, your carrots, and your can of asparagus. And let's go ahead and just dive right into this one. Yesterday, we left off where Chris is about to talk about his family. He's talking about his upbringing. Tammy Lee is trying to get a baseline, is what we're getting here, right? She's trying to see his baseline. What are the things that he responds to? What is he acting weird about? And we're gonna see the pretest. Spoiler alert, he fails miserably, obviously. But yeah, let's continue.
Are close to where you guys live?
No, like once I graduated high school, I moved to Mooresville, North Carolina. That's about 2 hours away.
Okay.
And that's where I live.
I
never moved back. I mean, I came back to visit, but I never moved back.
Okay. So you go to college, is it 4-year college, 2-year college?
And that program I finished in 52 weeks. So it was like a year and a half, almost 2.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait.
That's like a
No,
year.
72 weeks, sorry.
Okay.
72 weeks.
So a year and a half. And then where did you go after that?
Yes, liberal cat lady. Chris's baseline is boring. I mean, it is. Even his voice. Yeah, I was born in North Carolina. It's on the East Coast. Yeah, it's between Maine and Florida. Do you know where Maine and Florida are? It's on the East Coast. Yeah, he's very, very boring. Can you guys hear the birdies? They're chirping. Yeah, that's because my window is open. But yeah, the birds are going to be adding their input as well. They have a lot of insight. They see a lot. I mean, they fly. So yeah, we'll be hearing the birds giving their input as well. I hear them. Do you guys hear them? I don't know if it's going to be distracting to me. I hear them. I don't know if I should close the window, but no, they're going off. Can we hear them? No. Okay. Yes, his baseline is so incredibly boring. Look at the way he talks. It's so monotone. Let's continue.
I worked at Mooresville Ford and worked there till 2012. So that was like 2003. So when I was going to NASCAR Tech, and I was working there as like a porter, moving cars around, changing the oil here and there type thing. And then once I graduated, they moved me into more of a line tech as far as like actually fixing things.
Okay.
So from 2003 to 2012, I was there, and 2012 to 2014, I was at Mont Ford.
Okay. Did you have like any high school sweethearts or like girlfriends from NASCAR Tech or?
There was no.
There's probably no girls at NASCAR Tech, I would imagine.
He was asked about girlfriends at NASCAR Tech, and he's like, wow, there aren't that many girls there. Oh, man. Yeah, it's probably why he left NASCAR Tech. He wanted to work in the oil field, but there's also an office there. As we know, Nicole Kessinger wanted to work in an AC unit. I just want to work somewhere where there's an office and there's chairs and there's coffee and donuts and there's handsome men that I can give gift cards to, the simple life. I don't ask for much. And Chris is saying the same thing. Oh, not that many girls at NASCAR Tech, so I went to an office. And the thing that really stood out to me is that he talked about being a line person, right? A line tech oil person. And something interesting about this is that, as we know, Nicole Kessinger was talking to a guy named Chris Getman, who worked for E&J Company, right? That's what it's called, E&J Energy. And when we look into this person, we see that this Getman person, right? This Getman character is also a line person. He also did similar things to what Chris is explaining here. And, that is a name that popped up because it is actually one of the phone calls that Nicole Kessinger received that day. Now, let's just go ahead and click on our calendar so that we can see here if it opens. Oh my goodness, why won't it open? Oh, it's because I have the wrong thing. Duh. God. I promise I had coffee, you guys. Maybe I just had it too early. Maybe I just need some more coffee. Who knows? Okay. So here it is. Chris Getman, CNJ Energy. So this person calls Nicole Kessinger on the day of the murders. Basically, the only time that we see this Getman person pop up in her phone logs. The other time that we see Getman pop up is the following day, August 14th. And here we go. We're just gonna go ahead and, pull up the phone logs here. And this yellow one here is Jim, but the one at 8:44 in the morning, right? So this one here, Platteville, Colorado, Greeley, this one is Chris Getman again. Okay. So very, very interesting, right? This information on its own doesn't mean anything, but when you see everything that happened in that day, right? And then you see what Chris does for a living, and then you see what this Chris Getman does, and then he's also calling Nicole Kessinger on the same day, right? It's all of that evidence piled together is what makes this suspicious. Right? In and of itself, this thing alone is not suspicious, right? Oh, obviously, Nicole Kessinger worked in the oil field for a very long time, right? Of course, she's going to know other people from other companies that worked in oil. That is not strange. But what is strange is that he is calling her for the first time ever on the day of the murders. That is what makes it weird. And the following day. And so I just wanted to bring that up, especially because Chris is describing his work. And it's what Chris Getman also did for CNJ Energy. And I mean, I don't know what he does now for Halliburton or if he's working there, but it's just the similarities, right? Can we really ignore them? Is it a coincidence? What do we think? I don't know. I don't think it's a coincidence, especially because of the time that Chris Getman called Nicole Kessinger. What do we think? Yeah. She's not now because of what happened, but back then. Yeah, why wasn't Jim questioned? Yes. Yes, the only two communications they had. Exactly. The only two communications they had. Chris Getman calling her on the day of the murders and then the following day. I mean, what is going on? And just to go ahead and bring this up again, right? The thing is that Nicole Kessinger calls him. She calls him first thing the morning following the day of the murders. So on the 14th, she woke up from her sleepy time, right? Talking to Chris all night. And then she wakes up and the first person she calls is Chris Getman, not her mom. She didn't call her mom. Her mom called her and she did not return her call. The first person she calls is Chris Getman. Now, why? Who knows, right? Who knows? We can speculate all we want. We don't really have the answers here because the police did not do a full and proper investigation. But it is interesting that the name pops up. What did Chris Getman do for work? He was a line oil person, right? And I don't have the exact title pulled up right now. It has been pulled up in our previous live streams, but he's a line tech. So very similar to what Chris is describing his work to be. All right, let's continue.
There was like a handful of girls that actually went there, so no, it was like, that didn't have any girlfriends hardly after high school.
Okay, what about when you got done with NASCAR tag?
Oh yeah, like there was girlfriends like that in Mooresville in there, so nothing really serious.
Nothing serious?
Yeah, I met Shanann in 2010.
Oh, 2010?
Yeah.
Okay, and how long did you guys date before you got married? I'm assuming you're married?
Yeah, 2012 when we got married.
Okay. Dated a couple of years? Nice. Does she live in Morrisville?
Yeah, he didn't have that many girlfriends. Chris is talking about, oh, I didn't really have that many girlfriends. I don't really date. Okay, here we go. I just wanted to pull up the actual work. So here it is. Wireline operator. Wireline operator was the actual title of Chris Getman. Now, again, I'm only showing this profile, okay, and I've said it so many times, but because it's YouTube and it's public, I have to say it. Just don't harass the guy, right? Don't harass the guy. Don't go onto his Facebook and, it's just common sense. Let's not do it. But just bring it up because it is very strange, right? It could be coincidental, but it could not be. It's just the way that it pops up in her phone records. That is what we are looking at. It's just not typical, right? It's not someone that she was talking to on a daily basis. It's not like one of her friends, right? It's not Charlotte. It's not Danielle. It's not Gino. It's not her mom, her dad, nor her sister, nor Chris. These are the same numbers that pop up, are those people that I just mentioned. Chris Getman was not one of them. He only popped up on the 13th and the 14th. Again, coincidence? You tell me. You guys let me know. I personally don't think it was a coincidence. But let's continue.
She lived in Belmont at the time.
So how did you meet her?
Through my cousin's wife. And my cousin's wife and Shanann, they knew each other from from a wheel shop that she ran.
That Shanann ran or the cousin's wife?
No, Shanann ran. She ran 3 different stores.
Like auto parts people?
Wheels, tires, audio, custom stuff.
Oh my gosh, you're just all in that.
All in
It's all like crazy. Okay, so we're gonna
Notice that Chris didn't laugh. She's really trying to get Chris to loosen up a bit, right? Like, ha ha ha, oh my God, you're so smart. You're so funny, Chris. And Chris is just like, he's not really trying to laugh all that much. He's definitely not loose. Look at him. And it even made her uncomfortable. She's like, okay, let's continue then with what I was talking about. Because she noticed that he's not on the same energy as Tammy Lee. She's trying to get him to be, but he's not. He is not opening up. Yeah, a lump of coal has more personality. Exactly. Exactly. What is he doing? He's definitely talking about himself a lot. He's making himself sound like, this I don't know, well-rounded man. Oh, I have so much knowledge. I have this knowledge. I went to this school. I know how to do this. I get asked to do that. But when Tammy Lee is trying to get him to open up and laugh and she's trying to be friendly, he's not having it. He's like, I'm not going to open up to you. It's weird, right? It's weird because he's definitely different with her than he was with Graham Coder. I don't know. What do we think? He's ice cold. Yes, he's ice cold. Strange. Let's continue.
I'm just going to ask you some of the medical questions just to make, again, sure that you're a suitable subject. And you said you've never taken a polygraph.
Nope.
How would you describe your physical condition right now? Good, fair, or poor?
I'll say good.
Good. Okay. Have you had any major surgeries or injuries within the last 6 months? Are you in any discomfort right now?
As far as pain and
Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay. Maybe mental anguish or whatever, but
Just
as far as
just
physical or
sick to my
your
stomach type thing.
Yeah. Obviously you're not pregnant.
Nope.
Have you eaten in the last 24 hours?
I had a pizza last night and protein shake this morning. That's it.
Okay. What time did you have the pizza?
So right when I left here, so it was 11.
Okay. And what time did you have the protein shake?
Probably about 7:30.
Okay.
Wait, what? Did he just say I had a pizza last night and a protein shake this morning? And then he says, I had a pizza this morning before I got here at 11 a.m. And then says, oh yeah, the protein was at... It was probably at 10 a.m. or whatever he just said. What was that? Did he mess up? Again, it's nothing. He's talking about pizza, okay? He's talking about pizza and he's already lying. Why is he lying? When did he eat the pizza? Who fed him the pizza? Chris, what did you have on your pizza? What toppings? Olives. Why are you lying? Why is he lying? Was that a lie? Do you guys agree that this is a lie, or I don't know, am I just seeing things that aren't there? There was a video of him eating pizza and looking at a photo of his kids. Yes. Yeah, this is the same interrogation. It's it's definitely the same interrogation. They fed him pizza because he's been there all day. And now he's talking that he's saying that he ate pizza the day prior and even the morning. He shoved that pizza down with no problem. Yeah, as he stares at a photo of his children. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm hungry. I need to eat." No worries, right? No cares. He does not care that his family is missing. Although he did just tell Tammy Lee that his stomach is in knots. Oh, my tummy hurts. Yeah, because he's guilty. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Was that with all your three-step process?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time did you go to bed last night?
Probably about 12:30.
Okay. And what time did you get up?
Probably about 5, and just kind of looked at my phone.
Okay. And you stayed at the other Amanda and
Nick
Nick?
Evans' house still.
Okay. And how would you rate your sleep, good, fair, or poor?
Okay, he said he woke up at 5. He's like, I woke up probably at 5 and just looked at my phone. I wonder why he was just looking at his phone. Let's go ahead and pull up Nicole Kessinger's phone logs. The blurry ones. And there is a better version of it. I really do need to find it here. Let's go ahead and you know what? I might find it. I'm going to do it right now, actually. I just wrote down the page of where it is in the discovery because there's so much in there. Where is it? Okay. Her phone activity on page 117. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the actual discovery just so that we can see the phone logs better, because this is a mess. I like this one just because I had already started going down whose numbers there were, but it looks a mess. Sorry, y'all. So let's just go ahead and look at a better version of it. Just give me a second as I pull it up here. It is 1170. Is that where it's at? Not the Pete. Okay, so maybe not. Okay, so it's one. Oh man. Let's see if I can find this thing. 117. This is the discovery that is 2,000 pages, 2,000 pages long. I mean, yeah, look at this thing. It is pages upon pages long, so you kind of just have to scroll and figure out where all the rest of the documents are. All right, 117. Probably should have had this pulled up a little bit sooner. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let's see if her phone records are in here somewhere. Okay, I'll figure this out later. Okay, let's just go ahead with the blurry one. Let's go ahead and look at the blurry one. Okay, so on the 15th, look at the 15th. If you just squint really, really hard, just squint. Squint on your screen wherever you're watching on TV. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Hey, I have to squint too. Okay. Look at this. No phone calls from Chris. All we really have to see are the little blue squiggly lines. There's nothing there. Nothing there. All of this is the 15th. Okay, the 15th, 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 15th. All of this. It ends way down here. And there isn't a single phone call from Chris. Why? Because by this point, she was already panicking. She was already talking to the police. She was already talking to her daddy, mom, she's talking to sister, she's telling everybody to erase photos from their social media. So there's zero communication. And what did Chris just say? He just said, I woke up at 5 a.m. and just stared at my phone. Yeah. Why? Because I bet he's waiting for his little mistress to text him. He woke up at 5 a.m. and was like, nothing? No? Nikki? Nothing, Nikki? Am I blocked? Where did you go? Where are you? Yeah, Chris, she threw you under the bus. It's crazy. Need my binoculars. I'll turn on my TV. Yeah, she was on damage control. Yes, this is by far one of the worst PDFs I've seen out there. This really blurry one, but it is helpful. It is helpful when you don't have the other one in this entire mess of a discovery that we have here. Yes. Yes, he was looking at her photos and wondering why he wasn't getting any texts or calls from Nicole Kessinger. Yeah, that is what Chris is saying here, right? He's telling her, I was just looking at my phone. He didn't even say I was looking to see if my wife called me. I woke up at 5 a.m. to check. Did Shanann call me? Did she text me? No, no, no. He said, I woke up at 5 a.m. and just looked at my phone. Yeah. He waited for those little nudes to pop up. No more hiding photos into his secret calculator app. It's collecting dust. That calculator app was never opened ever again. Let's continue.
Is there anything that came forward fair?
I'll put it in the middle.
Okay.
Okay? I'll give you that box. Have you had any alcohol within the last 24 hours? Do you drink alcohol?
Only with, like, if I'm going out somewhere, like, with friends coming over, I don't drink by myself.
Okay.
That's not, I don't think that's really,
How often would you say that you drink in a given week? Like, how many beverages would you have?
if I drink something, just be like one or two.
One or two beers? Or
Yeah, beers. I don't do it.
No hard alcohol?
No.
Okay. Any legal or illegal drugs consumed within the last 24 to 48 hours?
No.
That includes even cough medicine, anything like that?
No.
So you just had vitamins, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So now Chris, we're going to discuss the reason why you're here, okay? So now what I would like you to do is, again...
Now we're just going to discuss the reason why you are here, okay? Okay. Yeah. The way he answers, okay. Yeah, why are you there, Chris? Your family is missing. Why are you there taking a polygraph? What is he gonna say? I love this. This is 6 hours long, this whole video. This whole polygraph and the entire ordeal for him. But I still get a kick out of watching these little clips just because of how he responds. Why is he there? Let's see how he responds.
And kind of treat me like, someone that has no idea about anything, and that you actually have to start from the entire beginning. Like, kind of start when, I would say when you met Shanann, just kind of explain your relationship, I guess, just so I understand it, as far as, meeting in 2010, and, when the kids came about, and that kind of stuff. And then just bring me up to the point of, yesterday.
Okay.
If you could.
All right, so 2010 is when we met pretty much through Facebook because of my cousin's wife, and she recommended us as friends type thing, and that's how we kind of started talking. And our first date was at a movie theater. Didn't really impress her much because it was actually a nice theater. I didn't really know what I was walking into as far as I walked in, and there was a doorman, and he was all dressed in a suit, and I was in camo shorts and DC shoes, and I was like, okay, hopefully I'm very underdressed for this. But I walk in, I see her, and she's all.
So he's getting into the date with Shanann. He already talked about this in the future, right? So he talks about this when he's already in prison and the investigators go back and want to get answers from him. He talks about how he met with Shanann at the theater, and it was one of those fancy ones, and he was not really dressed up for the occasion. And then we have Tammy Lee, right? We hear her laughing and she's like, "Aha, yeah, that's when you told me that you look like shit, didn't you?" Yeah, this is it. We're hearing the story that she's telling him right now. And just so you all know, we found it. Okay, here it is. Is this better? Do we need to squint now? Do we need our what were people grabbing their their magnifying glasses and whatnot, binoculars? Yeah, this is a lot better. Yeah, check this out, right? 0 phone calls from Chris Watts. 0 phone calls, right? Nothing incoming, nothing outgoing from North Carolina anymore. The very last ones that we see are up here. 2:07 in the morning, last time that Nicole Kassinger and Chris Watts spoke on the phone, in, their actual phone. So again, we don't know if they were communicating via Snapchat, via WhatsApp, or even the work phone. So we don't have any of that information, or whether or not they were communicating with one of those burner phones even. It could be. Yes. Who did he tell he was such a great liar? Tammy was there when he told the story. Yes. Yes. Wouldn't it be sad if he was a little bit unhappy? Yes. I saw a photo last night that talked about him going crazy locked up. He refuses a lot of showers and stuff. What? Really? I would hope. I wonder why he refuses the showers. Does the bar of soap keep falling? Is that why? Oh, I'm not allowed to have body wash. I only get soap. And it just goes all over the place. I wonder. Let's continue.
Dressed really nice, and like she told me like after the fact, like, man, I hope that's not him. kind of deal, like, because like we know what each other look like, but like I wasn't really dressed for what we were doing then. But on the second date, I actually made a mistake again wearing the same thing because I kind of forgot what I wore. But we went to a K-Rock concert, and like I think that's kind of where I won her over, because like we actually got to like the actual concert, and like I forgot my ID, so I couldn't actually get in. So I actually ran back like 2 miles to the car and got it and came back. And I was just like, I was just like soaking wet. I was just like, it was like middle of July, August, and like South Carolina and humidity and everything like that. It's on Army base. So I ran back, got it, and everything like that. And then I think it was our next date, we actually went to Myrtle Beach, and like she had lupus. Well, her lupus was really like acting up in North Carolina. So like she had like these flare-ups, joint pains, all that kind of thing. And we were driving back, like she laid on me pretty much the entire way back. And I think that's when like she realized, like, this guy's actually pretty nice, because like he didn't tell me like, all right, get off my lap or type thing. Like I just let her just rest on me the entire way back. And it was like 2.5-hour ride from Myrtle Beach to Charlotte, the Belmont area. But yeah.
Okay, I can't. Who else does this? I can't with the way that he's explaining. The question was, tell me about the time that you met your wife. And he's like, yeah, I'm such a good guy. I ran out there because I forgot my ID, and I ran all the way out there in South Carolina. Oh, it's so humid. Have you ever been? It is so hot. Very, very hot. I was so sweaty. I ran all the way across the parking lot. Do you know how far the parking lot was? Oh, it was really far. It was really big. Very, very huge. And I ran all the way across to grab it, and it was just so hot, and I was just so sweaty, and I'm such a good boyfriend. And then her lupus was so bad, and she asked if she could just lay on my lap, and I said, yes, please do, because I'm such a good guy. And that's when she realized that I'm such a good man. Who else does this? Who else tells a story and talks about how they are so good? I'm such a breath of fresh air. Oh, I'm the best woman that he has ever met. That's probably why he kills his family, because I'm just such a breath of fresh air. Really? Really? Come on. All he cares about is his image and a good husband and father. Exactly. And whose statements did we just go over? They were saying the exact same thing. Oh, here, let me tell you the story of me and Chris Watts's romance. I'm such a good girlfriend, you know. I helped him with his finances, I helped him with his macros, I helped him find an apartment. She was everything to Chris Watts, apparently. And this is very similar, right? Chris Watts is doing the same thing. He's not talking about how it felt to meet Shanann. No, he's talking about all the good things that he did for her. "Oh, I'm such a good guy. I let her sleep on my lap. Do you know how hard that is? I had to pee and I held it. My bladder nearly exploded, Tammy. Do you know how difficult that is? Now that's love." Oh, please. A bunch of BS and fluff. A bunch of BS. Again, he's trying to make himself seem like the good guy. Oh, my legs were so pillowy back then. They were. Yeah, she could definitely just lay on my leg the entire day and she was not going to feel any pain because they were very pillowy. Now they're full of muscle. No, no, they ain't. He skipped leg day almost every day. I doubt it. But yeah, a bunch of BS, a bunch of fluff. Oh, look at my image. Look at me. I'm such a good guy. Oh, so obvious that that's what he's doing. He love bombed her. Yes, she was vulnerable and he gaslit her. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Tommy's girl. Yep. That is what he did. He love bombed her. He allowed her to lay on his lap so that then later he can use it against her. So that he can just be resentful about it. "Ugh, 8 years ago I had to pee and you laid on me. My bladder hurt." Oh, okay. You don't become a nice guy and do nice things just so that you can hold it over people's heads later on. That's shitty. Let's continue.
We just, everything flourished from there. Like in 2011, I proposed to her over in Ocean Isle Beach. Like that was around our anniversary. And I did a ride there on the beach at night. And I could tell, I mean, she was extremely tired. And I was like, I just want to do this. Like, I want to do it like today. And she knew like, so why are you being so like persistent to get me like out here right now? I was like, oh, let's go out to the beach. It's a nice night. Proposed to her on the beach, said yes, and everybody was ecstatic and everything. And she's very organized. She's like OCD about like organization, putting things like you saw like the pantry. She like everything was just like named in a container all the way down. Like it's very easy for if you just came into our house, you would know what stuff was. You would know like where everything was. It would be easy. So like everything was just, she was planning the wedding. Everything was great. And then 2012, she were here, but she was planning the wedding from.
Okay, he's already messing up. What was that? Notice, right? Notice Tammy Lee's face. She's just staring dead at him. Yeah, continue to ramble, Christopher Lee Watts. Yeah, continue to ramble. Yeah, go ahead. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you know, she's like very organized. Everything was labeled. You know, if you go to our house and you don't know where to look, if you just open the pantry, there's everything labeled so you'll know exactly where everything is. Okay, great. You're explaining all of the traits of your wife. Awesome. He's talking things that he feels comfortable with. Again, right? He's very comfortable talking nonsense. Yeah, she's very organized. He's mentioning all facts about Shanann, nothing about their relationship yet again. Notice that nothing is about how they met, how they fell in love. I have yet to hear how Chris met her and he said, "Oh, she was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I loved that she was caring, that she's compassionate, that she's generous, that she's driven. We fell in love." Nothing. I have yet to hear that from Christopher Watts. He hasn't said a single thing about the relationship itself. He only talks about things that he feels comfortable talking about. Like how organized she was. Yeah, no shit, Chris. Everyone knows how organized she was. We all saw her live streams. We all saw her videos, her photos, her posts. You don't need to keep telling us that. All of those things can be looked up. The police can Google it. If they wanna know how organized Shanann was, they can just Google it. Quite literally. He is not offering any additional information. Very, very similar, again, to Nicole Kessinger. Very, very similar. Except here, this is the husband and the father of the missing children, and he's doing the exact same thing that Nicole Kessinger was doing. What do we think about this? Shanann took beautiful care of the home, but this, yes, yeah, complain that he couldn't hang a picture. Exactly. Exactly. Sorry I'm late. Wasn't a conference call. Oh, no worries. No worries. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Shanann took immaculate care of the home and it wasn't good enough for Peanut Head. Yes. The way he treated her those last months was heartbreaking. He's a monster. Yeah. Narcissists are Satan's workforce. He never loved her. He was just doing what he thought his parents wanted from him until he didn't like her. Yeah, exactly. I think the same thing. I agree with all of your comments. I don't think he ever loved her. Again, all of this was just a facade. This was something that he was expected to do as a son, as a husband, as a brother. It's something that people just expect. And he did it. He did it until he got tired of it. And he's like, no, I don't want this. There's better options for me. We already know how he feels because he gave a presentation on relationships. So we already know how he feels about relationships. It is all one way. It's all about me, me, me. If I'm not happy, if I'm not fulfilled, I am going to leave because I'm the more attractive one or whatever BS he believes. Nonsense. Let's continue.
From here, but everybody was back in North Carolina. So it was a, guess you call it destination wedding if you want, because I fly back for that. But we got married in, it's like this DoubleTree Hilton hotel that was there. It was like in their court, it was in November, and it was underneath one of those big tents and everything. It was beautiful. And it was amazing. And we went to Myrtle Beach for the honeymoon. And then
Everything was beautiful, and it was just so amazing. And then we went to Myrtle Beach and we got married. What? Zero enthusiasm. Zero enthusiasm. What is he talking about? Is he talking about a marriage? Because it doesn't sound like it. He has zero enthusiasm in his voice. He's talking about this wife of his that is missing and he loves so much. And he's like, in 2012, at the end of the year, it was fall, and we got married. Then we had children. The children grew up. We moved. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that amazing storytelling, Christopher.
13, December 17th, that's when Bella was born. Like, we've been trying for a while and nothing was happening as far as getting pregnant or whatnot. And she said, so since we're not getting pregnant, since it's not happening, like, I'm gonna buy a supercharger for your car. I'm like, okay. And then it turned out that weekend we conceived Bella.
Oh, no.
So that week she bought me a supercharger for my car. So it was
Did
just,
you take that back?
I'd already put it on. And it was actually like a special order, like, part that was sitting in a dealership.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So, like, it was.
Nope, it does not pass the smell test. Bullshit, all of it. Look at the way he talks, right? And then my children were born. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun. It was great. It's the best time of my life. The kids were born. This is how he tells his story when he talks about his family. Notice everything before that. I ran out and I grabbed the ID. I let her sleep on me. When he's talking about himself and he's trying to make himself this loving and caring man, he's very, very theatrical. And when he's lying, he's very theatrical. But when he talks about his family, he's so monotone. He doesn't really care. He has no feelings for them. He has completely dissociated, and he has completely distanced himself from them, so he talks like a robot, he talks like this, he has 0 emotion whatsoever. His strange upbringing or enforcement of being passive aggressive is showing. Yes, yes, Molly. Yes. Yeah, the robots. My name is Christopher Lee Watts. That is the only answer that he can get in the polygraph and not get it wrong. Let's continue.
It was ironic that it happened that, you know, like, I bought a supercharger for my car, and then that weekend, she's Bella. And then, Bella was just a gift. I mean, she didn't think she could get pregnant because of the lupus and everything like that. Like the doctor said, it could happen, it might not, but it happened, and it was a blessing in disguise right there. It's like, oh my goodness, this happened, you know? So like,
Did she have normal pregnancy?
But it happened, and it was a blessing in disguise. Huh? Look at the way look at the way he talks about Shanann getting pregnant. Even the way he talks about it, it's like he's not happy. He's definitely not happy. He's like, yeah, we didn't think that she could get pregnant because of the lupus, and then, you know, the doctor told her it's not gonna happen, and then it happened. It was a blessing. I was told that I should say that it's a blessing, right? Did I read that right, Nikki? Oh no, I washed my hands. Where's the writing? Wow. Wow, it was a blessing, he says as he looks up. It was a blessing, I think. What in the world? He's not even pretending, the guy. How I don't understand how that was a blessing in disguise. Exactly, how is it a blessing in disguise? Why is it in disguise? Why is it disguising itself as a blessing? Is your child a blessing or is it not? I mean, come on. Hello, I'm a blessing, but I'm disguised as a blessing. No, no. Even the way that he explains it, the words that he uses, all of it is contradictory. None of it makes any sense. He's using these words as if he rehearsed them, he read them, or he was told to say them. That is what is happening here, in my opinion, right? My opinion, all opinion. But you guys let me know what you think. You guys let me know. It's very, very strange to me that he did say that. He said in disguise. Huh?
It's,
Like was Bella's normal?
Bella's was, she had shoulder dystocia when she was born.
So was it like her shoulder was?
She was turned.
Oh, just turned?
Yeah, to where like they had it, like, push her out.
But she had a vaginal birth?
Oh yeah, all that was.
Cord wasn't around her neck?
Nope.
Or anything
No.
like that?
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that. So Bella was born.
He's talking about the Bella being born. Eric Isa, thank you so, so much. I appreciate you. Aw, thank you so much for the super chat. Chris Watts has literally the emotional capacity of a rock. So monotone, yes. Yes, yes. And not a granite, right? Not a granite, not a quartz, you know, nothing that is useful, right? What kind of rock is absolutely useless? Definitely not granite. Granite countertops are very useful. Marble, very, very useful. So, what kind of rock is he? What kind of rock? Brick? No, we need bricks, right? So, I'd say coal, but we need coal for energy. The thing is, we can't call him anything without offending the actual item. We can't even call him potato head. Like I said before, we need potatoes. Potatoes make so many good things. French fries, I love French fries. Chips, I love chips. They make vodka, right? I mean, who doesn't love a good little, you know, a little swig, right? We can make so many things with potatoes. So anything that we call him is offensive to the actual people or things. Even demons, right? We've called him a demon, but that is offensive to demons because demons are just doing their job. This guy, he was not hired as a demon. So why is he a demon? Crazy, crazy. A sewer rock. Yes, rock that absorbs all of the poop, right? Whatever is in the sewer, right? Absorbing all of the nastiness, all of the odor. He's a barnacle. Yes, barnacle. He's a flat rock. Yes. He's a flat rock. Yes, petrified wood, completely useless. Yes, he cares way more about things than people. Yeah. Roach turd. You guys are funny. All right, let's continue.
December 17th, 2013, and she was a gift, so just go along with Bella, and then and Cece was born July 17th, 2015, and we had this whole little thing staged up with Bella in the crib and a little eviction notice. Like, she was there, and it worked out pretty well, because she was just standing there crying, like, like, I don't want this type of thing,
I saw one of those that went like viral on Facebook, so that's weird. It would be yours.
Yeah, she was sitting there crying with a little eviction notice, and she recorded it, and it was an amazing day just to see that. And then Celeste, I was there, like, she had a midwife for this one, so like they actually had me like, you can stand here and like, catch her, and like, but Celeste came out like so fast that like I barely had a chance to go like this, and they moved me out of the way because she just like came out. So it was, Celeste, I was a lot better with Celeste, because with Bella I didn't really know like a lot, like what I should do, what I could do, how to calm, stuff like that, like, burp,
Right.
swaddle, everything like that, like I didn't, I had.
I really hate that he's describing Bella's birth right now. I really do. I cannot stand it. Thank you so much, Lucky. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. My rats show more emotion than Chris. Of course. Of course. Rats are so cute. They're very, very cuddly creatures. Very, very cuddly. This guy, on the other hand, no, he's definitely a rock. He has no emotion whatsoever. But I really do hate that the guy is talking about Bella's birth. Notice again, he's not saying, I was so happy that she was born. I was so excited. I've always wanted to be a dad. No, none of that. No, he's saying, oh my God, when she was born, I was there, and I'm like, oh my God, I really want to be there. And, I was just so happy. And it's just like, everything is so monotone, zero emotion. And he's doing so, again, he's portraying himself as a certain way. The evidence is going to show that he's none of that. And so he's trying to let them know, I'm a good person. I was excited that she was born. They had to get me out of there because I was so excited. Oh, BS, because everything he's saying, again, zero emotion. It's not, the words that he's spitting out of his face are not matching the rest of his body. Definitely not matching anything of what he's saying. Let's continue.
And like, no idea, I just pretty much watched, like, all right, how do you do this? And then with Celeste, it was more of like, that's why Bella kind of like, she's a mommy's girl. Then when Cece was born, did you care if it's Cece or Celeste?
No,
okay.
go for it.
All right, when Cece was born, it was more like, all right, I know how to change a diaper, I know how to do all this, like I can do this, I can help, like, a lot more. That's why Cece is more of a daddy's girl now. Like, whenever she gets in trouble, it's just like, she said, Daddy. And Shanann gets mad because, like, all right, don't cuddle her. For when she gets in trouble, like,
Right, she's in trouble, leave her alone.
like, she just bit Bella, she just like hit Bella, like, don't coddle her. That's where I'm from, coddle her.
No. He's stuttering a lot. The brain, right? The brain. Too bad I don't have my editing software here, because I would put the little brain in here and add some sound effect that goes wee, I would be making it twirl right now. His brain is struggling with past and present tense. That's what's happening right now, right? In my opinion. His brain is struggling. He's talking about his children and his wife, but he knows that they're dead because he just murdered them. But he needs to make sure that he keeps his past and present tense consistent. So he's talking about how, yeah, she's really, really good. And, my wife, Shanann, she is very good with them instead of was. He is struggling. His brain is struggling because his brain knows the truth, but the other side is telling it lie, use use present tense and future, right? Oh, they were gonna go to school, is what he says during his interview with the news, and then he says they are in school, right? So he is switching between past and present tense, and his brain is not helping. It's not helping along at all. It is struggling. It is working overtime. Half of it, right? Half of it is probably still napping. Right? The other half of the brain hasn't woken up the other side. They're like, "Hey, Chris needs our help. He needs help thinking. Is it past or present?" And the other half of the brain is still, "Hey, isn't it holiday? Let me sleep. I get 3 days off. Let me sleep." And so that's what's going on right now. His brain struggling. Let's continue.
So it's like having them both around is just like absolutely amazing. They're like two peas in a pod. Like, oh, Celeste is more than rambunctious, just like all out. She either goes or she's sleeping type thing. So she's always getting in trouble, always like trying to find something to climb, jump off of. Like,
is that like you or is that like Shanann?
Bella's more like me. She's more of the calm, just like she's cautious type thing. Like when Cece, I think, fed off of Bella a little bit as far as like, all right, she's my sister. She's the younger one. She's the youngest person in here besides me type thing. And she kind of fed off of her and some of her friends that like came over. And that Cece just kind of like built that attitude. She was just like, yeah, she's a rambunctious little munchkin. Like if I had to show you a picture, but it was off. But like when she was on the plane coming back, I mean, she just had like this face like that. Like don't like.
But she was excited to be on there, or?
Oh, it was just like she was like being like. You can imagine a little kid in a plane in a seat. Like she feels like she doesn't move around. She doesn't like sitting in the same spot type thing. And then
okay, he is rambling. The man is going on and on. I would show you a picture, but I won't, because this is a polygraph, right? I can't show you pictures. Can I talk about my children? Is that okay? Is that allowed? The questions he's asking are so stupid. He is so dumb. And it really does bother me that he's talking about his children the way he's talking about them, because he murdered them. He murdered them. And again, everything is, he knew that he had to say these things. Calling her rambunctious, oh, she's either sleeping or going. She's either napping or running, right? It's the same story that he tells everybody with zero emotion. He even texted Shanann the same line. Everything is so fake. This is the fakest guy I've ever seen. Yeah. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy to see someone so emotionless. This is crazy. And the reason I keep saying it's crazy is because even people like Scott Peterson, right? He's a monster too, and he murdered his pregnant wife. But even he at least attempted to squeeze out a tear. At the very least, he's like, right? He's like, oh, excuse me a second. I have a pimple in my eye. My wife. This guy, zero attempt. He doesn't even try. Let me stare at the sun real quick. My wife, right? Nothing. He should have at least stared at the sun for like 5 minutes straight. It would have burned his retinas, but at least he would have started to tear up. Something, guy. My goodness. Let's continue.
When Shanann told me about the third child, it was just like, all right, let's see what we got now, see if we can, boy or girl. I mean, we're trying for a boy, so now we're just like.
Is it a boy?
We haven't told anybody yet, but yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Can they find that out that early, or?
At 12 weeks, they could find out, really.
Oh.
She had one, the ultrasound was last week. Let's see. Yeah, it was last week. So, found out it was.
Were you both there for
yes.
that? Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was like right when we got back, so it was like this guy went back on the 8th, so it was on the 8th, that was the ultrasound. Get my days mixed up, like now, I'm not sure even what day it is right now. But yeah, we had
No,
ultrasound.
15th today.
I was thinking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, all that kind of stuff, but like, yeah, we haven't told anybody yet, so.
So both the girls were born out here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Bella was born at Good Samaritan, Cece was born at Vista.
Did Shanann go through any like postpartum or anything
No.
like that with either of them?
No.
No?
Didn't see anything like that.
Good. Did she breastfeed
Yes.
both of them?
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
Bella a little longer than Celeste.
So Bella was how old when she got pregnant with Celeste?
So they're about 19 months apart.
Okay, so like 10 months old?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you were like, oh my goodness.
No, we didn't know if it would happen again.
That's true, so were you guys even using protection, or are you just like, it's not gonna happen, so it is what it is?
Yeah, it is.
We'll
It
take
is
what God gives us.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I wonder if he told Nicole Kessinger that. Remember, Nicole Kessinger was Googling where the condoms were manufactured. She was Googling all kinds of things. Yeah, this is when they were made. This is when they did the quality control. This is when it went through customs because it was stamped on this date. This is when it landed on the shelves at Target. This is when they went from aisle 13 to aisle 15, when they moved all of the vitamins over to the other aisle to make room for the meat. Yeah, she knows everything about the box of condoms that Chris Watts brought over. And now he's saying, yeah, we kind of just let it happen. We weren't planning for a baby, but it just kind of happened. I wonder if Nicole Kessinger knows that. I wonder.
Kind of thing. Very nice. Okay, so keep going from after Celeste was born.
So after Celeste was born, I mean, we kind of thought, we kind of see how two kids went. Just that, they're just like rambunctious, they're sister love. And now they're 4 and 3. Bella will be 5 in December. So it's like, if it happens, it happens. As far as like having, like, she used fertility drugs on both Bella and Celeste.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the third child now, she was on like no medication, nothing like that, or she's on Thrive. Like, she's healthy, she feels healthier now. And then like with the Thrive, she really thinks that, like, we only tried like twice, and it happened.
Oh.
So she really thinks that it was more of like being a healthier person.
Sometimes just having the stress off, like, have my kids, so this is just a bonus. If,
Oh yeah, like
work
that.
on too,
Yeah,
like,
that could definitely like.
seems like a lot of women think, oh, we can't get pregnant, and they have a baby, and then they're not worried about it anymore, so then they get pregnant again. They're like, oh, I didn't think it would happen again. So,
Definitely.
yeah. So, tell me about after that. So,
It was just like, yeah, after we didn't think it would actually happen, so like we really think that being a healthier like lifestyle, being healthier, really helped this. Like, only really trying twice, and boom, and like it happened. So it's just been.
and when did she find out she was pregnant?
I would say it was in probably the 1st or 2nd of June.
Okay. It's not very long ago.
Yeah, and she's about 14, 15 weeks right now.
Okay. So, why don't you bring me up to, why don't you start with.
She's about 14, 15 weeks pregnant right now. Yeah, he got very tense. Did we notice that? Was there a change in his composure and his demeanor? He got tense when they started talking about the baby, the newborn, right? The one who never made it because he murdered Shanann. Yeah, he started talking about baby Nico, and he got tense all of a sudden. He's like, yeah. She's like, 15 weeks pregnant right now. Right now. Again, he's reminding his brain to speak in present tense. Yeah. Yeah, we're all wondering, is Glory Hole in the chat with us? Is Glory Hole here? Glory Hole. I wonder that too at times. I really do. But yeah, the way that he's talking about it's Anytime that he talks about facts, factual things, things that actually happened, and just some of the interactions between him and his kids, it's very matter of fact, so he's able to spit it out without any problem. But when he feels tense, when they're talking about the baby, the pregnancy, all of a sudden he starts to right? He starts to go off on different tangents. He starts using his hands a lot more, and then he gets tense and he's like, yeah, she's 15 or 14 weeks pregnant right now. I don't really know. Yeah, he didn't even know. He didn't even know. He had no clue. 8 long years later. Yeah. Yeah, like. Yes, exactly. There's a like after every single word. Yeah, how can he talk about his children that he smothered and put in oil tanks? And this is what bothers me the most is the way that he's talking about his children, knowing that he put them in oil tanks. He's so evil. This is evil. This is straight evil to be talking about the children that loved you to death. And then you murder them and then you talk about them like, yeah, yeah, they're so great. Yeah, they're going to start school this week. Wow. So nonchalant. This is this is psychotic. He's a psychopath. Again, just my opinion. I don't know for sure that he's a psychopath, but everything that he's displaying right now, those are psychopathic traits. Let's continue.
It's like, if you guys went to North Carolina, so maybe just start from the trip to North Carolina. I guess you met her there maybe for part of it, is that right?
Yeah, like she was there. So we got back we went to a Thrive trip in San Diego, and it was the end of June.
Okay.
And then I think it was June 26th, that's when we came back here. Her dad was watching the kids. And then that same, later on that day, they flew to North Carolina.
Okay. So why don't you kind of start there and just take me up until yesterday?
Yes. Just reading the chat, Miss Gloria. Angela, Miss Glory Hole Brown. Oh man, that one got me. That one got me. I had to stop because Miss Glory Hole Brown. I love it. I love it. Yeah, the way she tore into you, there was no way. Yeah, way, way over the top to just be a casual watcher. I agree. I agree. I still do wonder who Miss Gloria Holia is. I do love that name though, Glory Hole Brown. You guys are hilarious. You guys are so funny. Let's continue.
Okay.
And as
So-
detailed as you can.
Okay. So while they were in North Carolina, it was they're there to see my family and obviously her family and just kind of because they haven't seen the kids in a while as far as our kids. And so they were just there. She had a couple things she wanted to do there as far as like meeting up with her promoters and customers. That she had a bunch over there in North Carolina. So she was hoping that she could meet everybody else over there and have her dad, and mom, and my mom and dad have fun. Sorry, with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
Three babysitters, heck yeah.
I know. But yeah, it was mainly just a little family, little.
Wow, even the way he drank his water. Even the way he drank his water, he's like, yeah. Where was I? Very, very similar. Again, the thing is, we've watched Nicole Kessinger so many times, so many times, and so many things are similar to her behavior. Again, not saying that just because the behavior is the same, she's also guilty. Look at the entirety of the case, all of the evidence, look at everything. Then look at the way that they both act. Even the way that he's drinking water, right? He's trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm not that nervous. My throat is parched, but it's not because I'm just spitting a bunch of BS. No, it's because I'm just genuinely thirsty. No, it's not that. I mean, he's rambling, yes, and he probably needed a drink of water because his throat is parched, but he's also lying a lot, and he needed a little break. Oh, yeah, I know. I've been saying a lot of shit, haven't I? Hold on, give me a break so that I can think. God, what should I say to that? I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, he's buying cognitive time, something that we learned from Veroscope. He is buying cognitive time. Oh my goodness, what do we think? You should react to the Cody Amato case. It was a movie people say how unbelievable it is. Oh, the Cody Amato. Haven't heard of that. Haven't heard of that case at all. Yeah, I'll go ahead and write it down. I mean, yeah, any case that you guys throw at me or anything you want me to look at, I always write it down and I do try my very best to go back and look up what you guys want me to comment on. Yeah, definitely. I'll check it out. Yeah, he thinks he's nailing the interview. Yes, he is. He really does think he is. He's like, "Oh, I got this in the bag. I've passed interviews before. I'll pass this one as well." Yeah, that's what he thinks. Yeah, she's a pro salad tosser as well. My God. All holes are glorious to narcissists. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, she rubbed something just juicy. Yes, liars always get dry mouth, dry mouths. Yes. NK made the perfect couple if they got together. Chris Watson and NK would have made the perfect couple if they got together under different circumstances. I agree. I agree. Two narcissists, yeah, two peas in a pod. They would have made a perfect couple. Although, yeah, I mean, they would have hated each other within weeks, in my opinion. Let's continue.
Family vacation for them right now, for them on that trip, just for everybody just to see the girls. And Celeste's birthday was during that, in July 17th. So they had a birthday party there with like jumpy houses and stuff like that. And they FaceTimed me during it so I could see it. They didn't have a birthday party out here for her because it was, you know, when they got back it was in August. So
Right.
so, but yeah, I got to FaceTime and watch it all, and it was pretty much just hanging out with family the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was here just going to work and working out and going running and just keeping the house up and doing that, and just I waited till my flight was July 31st, and I flew out there for a week, and I flew out there for a week so I could fly back with them. So we went. So July 31st, I got there, stayed at mom and dad's house. The next day we drove to the beach, stayed there for about 4 or 5 days. It was in North Myrtle Beach. And first time the kids had seen the beach. So they were ecstatic, obviously seeing waves, being in the sand. They love sand. Unfortunately, they love sand. Because it's just like you get it back, you just got to shower them off. Because CC was so like into the beach that, I mean, her bathing suit was just full of seashells. It was like, oh, okay, let's get all this off of you and rinse you off, please.
Right.
But yeah, it was awesome.
Ugh. Unfortunately, she likes sand. Says the man who changed his background on his phone to the sand dunes because he got the exfoliation treatment at the sand dunes with Nicole Kessinger. And he's over here complaining that his kids like sand because I had to bathe them. I had to get all of the sand off of their bodies. Wow. Wow. And everything, right? He's taking Tammy Lee through the calendar. Let's go ahead and pull up our calendar. He's taking Tammy Lee through the series of events. And here he's talking about how he went to North Carolina. Here, let's go ahead and just make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see here. There we go. All right, so he's talking about how he went to North Carolina, right? Again, very similar to what we said with Nicole Kessinger. He's not mentioning anything else. He's not mentioning, yeah, the time that I was there, I was getting nudes from my mistress and I was putting them in my secret calculator app. And, you know, no big deal, but I was calling my mistress almost every chance that I can get. Yeah, the entire week I was there, I would call her at 9 p.m. every single night. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, he did not mention any of that at all. He's talking about his girls going to the beach for the very first time. and their last time. What a monster. What an absolute monster. Yeah, and we know from video evidence that you had yeah, exactly. 0 shits. He did not care. He's talking about, flying to North Carolina and seeing his family. But we've watched those videos. It's not like he cared. He wasn't even excited to see his family. The whole time that they were at the beach, he's just standing there. He's like, why am I here? I bet the whole time he's wanting to talk to Nicole Kessinger. He's probably wondering what she's going to say to him, how she's going to yell at him. He's probably thinking about all of the things that he wants to buy her just to keep her placated, right? He's trying to placate Nicole Kessinger the whole time that he's in North Carolina, in my opinion. What do you guys think? And because of that, because he was trying to placate her the whole time, he wasn't paying attention to his family. Why would he? Why would he? He already planned to kill them when he gets back, so of course he's not gonna care. Rox, I remember hearing NK talking about the kids playing in the sand. Did he take them to Survey Ranch with him and let them play in the dirt? Huh. Interesting, Angela. I don't know. That's a very, very good question. Or I wonder if Nicole Kessinger saw them playing in the sand. She saw them playing at the beach because she was stalking Shanann. Who knows? Yeah, but it's very, very interesting that she did say that, right? And definitely something worth looking at. Because again, this is something that she claims that she doesn't know a lot of things. Oh, I don't know. Oh, did he go to North Carolina? Oh, I thought he went to Turkey. I really thought he had gone to Spain. Was it North Carolina? I didn't even know there was a North Carolina. I just thought there was a South. Didn't even know the North one existed. So absurd. She comes up with all kinds of ridiculous excuses. Let's continue.
Trip, like just seeing them react to the ocean, and then we went to like Broadway at the beach. It was in Myrtle Beach, like an outdoor little mall, and they got to go in these like little, like with a strap you in a harness, and you get just to jump higher. And those was they loved that. They just loved jumping that high. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I went to see my grandma, my dad's mom.
He said it was amazing. He said it was amazing to see my children jump up and down that little spring thingy that I put them on. Let's go ahead and open up the photos that he's talking about, shall we? Let's go ahead and just open it up real quick. What is he talking about? This. Yeah, this is what he's talking about right here. Let's go ahead and zoom into this photo a little bit if we can. Oh, this is this really the best we can do? Okay, maybe not. There we go. There we go. Even better. There it is. All right. So Chris is talking to Tammy Lee and he's telling her, "Oh, it was such a blast watching my children have fun." Look at what he's doing. Look at what Shanann is doing. She's filming her children. She is in the moment. She is sharing the happiness and the fun with her children. So is her grandfather, right? The grandbaby or the grandfather of the grandchild, right? Her dad, right? We have Shanann's dad, the granddad, right? And then we have the father of the child. I see two people enjoying themselves. One of them seems to be smiling. Shanann looks like she's smiling. She's having a blast. And then we see Potato Head in the background, not even paying attention to his child. He's on his phone texting Nicole Kessinger at this exact moment. He is texting Nicole Kessinger. What was he actually doing? He was hiding a photo. He was hiding one of the nudes that Nicole Kessinger had sent him. This is what he's doing at this exact moment. And he's explaining how amazing and how fun and how rewarding it was to be spending time with my child. Except he's not even paying attention. He's not even paying attention. Let's pull up another photo. There's so many different angles. Oh, here, there's a better one, right? This is an even closer photo. Let's look at another angle, shall we? Look at this. Another angle. Look at Shanann. Look at her. With her phone on her child. Here we go. Look, grandpa, right? Grandpa's like, yeah, I love spending time with my grandkids. What is Chris Watts doing? On his phone. Not giving a shit. He's not caring about any of the time that he supposedly was spending time with his family. And it makes sense the way that he's explaining it, right? It makes total sense. It was amazing. It was a blast. I had so much fun. I was getting all kinds of nudes from my mistress and I was hiding them. It was great. I think my children were in the background. I don't really know. I don't really remember. That's the truth. The truth is that he doesn't have any, he doesn't remember. He doesn't recall the event. He probably just knows because of the photos that exist. But yeah, exactly, Shelley. Absolutely no interest, zero interest in his family. Let's continue.
She's in a nursing home, so like some days she remembers people, some days she doesn't, and luckily that day she did remember me, so that was really a good day to go in there and went in there with Shanann and the kids, and obviously like they had already been in there a few times while they were there.
Sure.
Yeah, and they were, she lights up when she sees those kids. I call her Mama. That's what she always calls, but Mama, she light it up when she sees the kids, and she remembered me, and that was great. Yeah, and my dad came and picked me up, and I went over there and stayed with my parents for a day, and just kind of like hung out with them, saw my sister, her husband, their kids, had a little cookout and everything, and it was awesome. And then the next day, I think it was the 7th, yeah, August 7th, yeah, we went to her parents' house and everything.
He knows that he has to add some adjectives in there. It was awesome. Oh, it was great. It was fun. It was a blast. It was amazing. And the way that he's explaining it, again, it doesn't actually match his words. It was a blast. I'm having so much fun. Zero care.
Packed up, ready to go, and flew back here. And then got back later on that night, the 7th. And then on the 8th, I went back to work. And then on the 10th, that's when Shanann flew out to Arizona with Nicole. And I had the kids from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we went to a pool party on Saturday.
And then Nicole. Notice the way he says Nicole. Every time that he talks about Nicole, his brain short circuits. And then Nicole. Nikki. Nicole. The way he says Nicole, it's very Nicole. Because he wants to make sure that his brain picks up the correct Nicole. Not Atkinson, right? Or sorry, not Kessinger. He wants to pick up Atkinson. He wants, every time that he says Nicole, he wants to make sure that his brain has the right Nicole. So he says, Nicole. In my opinion. Because it's very weird when he says it. And every time that he mentions Nikki, right, he's like, Nikki's son. Every time Nikki and Nicole, and he's trying to talk about both of them, his brain is not able to handle it. It's too much. And it's too much of a cognitive load for him.
Jeremy Lindstrom's, his son turned 4. And they had a little pool party and everything over there, or a little mini pool, and it was water balloon fights. It was that epic time. It was great. It was awesome. That was awesome. It was just seeing their faces and seeing how much I mean, they didn't really play with water balloons that much at all. So she would come over. She put one right in my pocket and just smacked it while I wasn't looking. She's a little trickster. So that was funny. And drove home, got back home, ate, and it was a really awesome day.
Okay. What happened after that?
So that was on Sunday.
That was a really awesome day. Yeah, that was a really awesome day. Notice the way that he talked about Sunday. Let's go ahead and pull up our calendar again. Where's our calendar? Did it go missing? Oh no, it's right here. Okay. So he's talking about Sunday, right? The Sunday before the murders. And he very briefly, right? He brings up the pool party and the water balloons. And he's like, yeah, it was an awesome day. Yeah, it was an awesome day. And that's all he says. This was before the murders. And he very briefly talked about the water balloons and the pool, and then he drove them back, fed them, and it was an awesome day. That's how he ended the day. He didn't say, "Yeah, I got home, I fed them, I changed them out of their wet clothes, I put them to bed." None of that. No, he said, "Yeah, we went to the pool party, water balloons, they had a blast. Yeah, it was awesome." And then, yeah, it was such a great day. It's very vague. Very, very vague. Look, he Googled Dead Sea Scrolls, right? That is when he sent the Dead Sea Scrolls, that ridiculous text to Nicole Kessinger about buying Dead Sea Scrolls and being sold out. Chris Watts also took a photo of the temperature of his fridge. For what reason? Who knows? We can speculate on that, but it was weird, and it was in the Discovery. Barbecue, pool party, right? This is all he mentioned. This was it. And what else happened, right? What else happened? An 111-minute phone call. That's also what happened. But he doesn't mention that. Zero mention. Are my messages muted? No. Hello, Crime Deep Dive. Yeah, so very interesting, right? The way that he talks, the way that he tells the story. Every time that he tells a story and he ends it and he just doesn't end it with any detail, it tells me that there's more that he's hiding. Again, that's just my opinion, but I think the vagueness is him hiding extra details. Let's continue.
That was on that Sunday. So got the kids back, got them all showered up, got them to bed, and just pretty much waited around for hear from Shanann because she was flying back that night, and her plane got delayed because there's a lot of dust storms in Arizona, and there was some other weather around that was delaying flights getting in there, and they didn't have a crew. That's why it was delayed. So her flight was supposed to get in around 11, but it didn't actually get in until about 2. So it was about you want to just go into this now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So about 2 o'clock, she came into bed. At about 1:48, my doorbell picked up that she came in, but at 2 a.m., that's when she came in. She came into bed. And about 4 o'clock that morning, so my alarm went off, so that's when I usually get up, get ready for work and whatnot, so I get up.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pause it, right? He's moving very, very fast. Very fast. Notice, so he went from, let's go ahead and pull up our calendar again, okay? He's moving through the events with the speed of light, okay? He's like, "Yeah, we were here for a week. We went to the beach and the girls liked the sand. And then we got back home and then we did all this. And then I took the girls to the barbecue. They loved it. It was fun. And then Chanel was supposed to go home at 11, but she didn't. She got home at 2. And then at 4 a.m., I woke up to work and then I went to work. And then, yeah, and then by 2 p.m. or something, Nicole Atkinson was at my door." What? He's giving us the Cliff Notes version. Very, very fast. He's going through it so quickly. And notice that he mentions that Shanann was supposed to come home at around 11, right? Well, let's go ahead and just look at the phone logs between Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts. Now, as we know, Shanann was letting him know, she was texting him that she was not going to fly in at 11 that night. She was going to fly in at 2 in the morning the following day. But he didn't know that, or he probably did and just saw it and ignored the text message because he was already on the phone with Nicole Kessinger, right? Right here. It's right here. You guys can't see it. Right there. 111 minutes. It was during this call that Shanann told him that she was going to get there later in the day. Now, the reason I bring this up is because Shanann told him during the phone call. So he wasn't really even paying attention because he was already on the phone with Nicole Kessinger. Doing what? My opinion is that they were going through the steps of the plan. But because Shanann didn't arrive at the time that she was supposed to be scheduled to land, the plan was then pushed to 2 in the morning when she actually arrived. And that's something that Chris mentions a lot, right? He mentions it, one, because yes, it's a fact that Shanann's flight got delayed, but I think it's also something that really, really bothers him. I really do think that a part of it, he wishes that Shanann had arrived at the time that she was originally scheduled to arrive. Again, this is just me, this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think about it, but it's just, he does mention it a lot, and like I said, it is a factual thing that happened, and of course, he's going to say it because we have Vivint videos of Shanann coming in at 2 in the morning, but the way that he says it, it's something that it just stands out to me, and again, it's just me. You guys let me know what you think, but it's the way that he says it. It's almost, like, filled with resentment a little, almost like, "Ugh, I really wish she had just come home at the time that she was supposed to come home." Because everything fell apart, starting with her flight delay and then her changing her password on her phone. But you guys let me know what you think. Let's continue.
Get dressed, brush my teeth, deodorant, all that kind of good stuff. I don't really take a shower because I work in the oil field, but like I'll take a shower when I get home, type thing. And she told me before she got in that like I want to wake up, like when you get up, just like take a shower, get the airport off me type thing. So like I woke her up about after I got ready and everything, and then we had to talk about like selling the house and about separation and stuff like that. Like it was an emotional conversation. Obviously we were both crying, and after we talked, she said she was going to take the kids to a friend's house, and that should be back later on that day. So it's like, okay, that's fine. So,
oh, please, please. Obviously, it was an emotional conversation. Obviously, he says it with zero emotion. Who is going to believe this guy that he was emotional that morning when he hasn't even shown a shred, not a single ounce of emotion while his family is missing? Who is going to believe this BS? Yes, with love. Yes. Order of operations. Exactly. The order of operations. See, this is something that Nicole Kessinger mentioned in her interview with Kevin Kovac. She mentioned order of operations. What does that mean? To me, that sounded like there was a specific order in which things were supposed to happen. And since it didn't happen that way and in that specific order, it eventually fell apart, obviously. I mean, we're dealing with two moronic people here, one smarter than the other, but still, right? This is a triple, quadruple homicide. Very, very hard to pull it off. Very hard to pull off the murder of a pregnant woman and her 2 children. But they tried it anyway, allegedly, and they failed miserably. They failed. And here, again, we're hearing the story. He's going through it very, very fast, skipping over very important detail. Where is the part where they fell out of love? Where's that at? He talked about North Carolina, meeting up with Shanann there. He's talking about all these things, and then he's like, yeah. And then she got home at 2 in the morning on Monday, and then I woke her up and I was like, yeah, we should sell the house and we should get divorced. And she's like, yeah, okay, I agree. I'm leaving and I'm taking the girls, but I'll be back. Come on. So ridiculous. Both of which had access to and control of oil batteries. It's so crazy. Yes, exactly. It's a cute sweater I thought Tammy wore to remind him of jail. Reminds me of Beetlejuice. But yeah, all of it, the way that he's telling the story. If this had gone to trial, all of this would have came out. Let's continue.
I went downstairs and packed my lunch and filled my water jug and got my computer and everything and loaded my truck up, and I went to work. And then once I got to work, started working, and about 7:40 or so, I texted her like, hey, I hadn't heard from her. I was like, okay, like I didn't know where she was going. Like I didn't know what friend's house she was taking them to, or what friends she was going to with the kids. So I was like, hey, text me, let me know where you went, where you took the kids. And I didn't hear from her. Like, it's normal for her not to respond to me, because like when she has her direct sales people, like she'll get back to them first, because like that's what she does. Mm-hmm. So like for her like not to respond back to me, that's happened plenty of times before. So So continue working, and I noticed like it's about noon. She hasn't got back to me. Like, hey, call me. Like I've called her once before that too. And then about 12:10, that's when I got a doorbell alarm on my phone saying someone was at the front door, and that was Nicole.
It was Nicole. That's when I got a door alarm at my door, and it was Nicole. Again, the way that he says Nicole, it was Nicole. Nicole. Let's go ahead and pull up the calendar. Calendar time. I love this calendar. I really I just love it because everything that he's saying, we can just fact check it. Also, sorry about my throat. I don't know what's going on right now. There's just something. It's probably the allergies again. So now I'm not only hot, I'm like sweating, but I'm also still allergic. So miserable. All right, let's go ahead and see what he's talking about. The guy remembers almost the exact time, right? He said at around 12:10, he says, it was at 12:17. He was so close, right? He talks about having a photographic memory. He knows the time that Nicole showed up to his front door. It was at 12:17. And then he also mentions, yeah, I called Shanann. I called her one time before. Yeah, right here. Yeah. The call that didn't go, it didn't make it to Shanann's phone because the phone was already off. Who turned it off? Who knows, right? Who knows? Was it Dieter? Of course not. Of course not. But the phone was turned off at around 8 a.m. It was shut off at around 8 a.m. because the first staged message made it, but the rest of them didn't. The text messages from Cassie and Nicole Atkinson did not make it to Shanann's phone because the phone was already off. And here Chris is talking about the staged call, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. And then I texted her again later. And all of it is a contradiction yet again, because he just mentioned that he talked about divorcing her. Shanann somewhat agreed, and she was like, yeah, of course. I'm going to take the children to a friend's house. But she didn't tell him what friend. And then now he's like, hey, if you take our kids to a friend's house, tell me where they're at. It makes no sense. None of it makes sense. Waiting for your wife to show up at 2 in the morning and then waking her up at 4 a.m. to tell her that you want to get a divorce? Not believable. Nothing is believable. So insane that he actually thought that this lie was going to fly. Oh, people are going to buy this. 100%. I'm so believable.
And so I called her, and I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, I haven't heard from Shanann like all day, no texts, no calls. And I was like, all right, this is kind of strange. So like Nicole's at the front door, and she's like, okay, her car's here. I can see her shoes, like, because we have this little rectangular long window next to the door, and she could see her shoes right there and whatnot. She's like, all right, something's going on. So like she called me. She was like, all right, like I can't get a hold of her. Something's going on. And that's when I came home. That's when I left to come home. So Nicole.
What a lie. This is such a lie. Such a lie. He's saying, oh yeah, as soon as Nicole Atkinson called me and told me I can't get a hold of Shanann, that's when I just got home. I was running through the red lights. I wanted to get home as fast as possible. Oh, please. This is all BS. As we know, Chris was calling Nicole Atkinson over and over again. What are you doing at my house? Get away from my door. Did you call the police? Please don't. He was negotiating with Nicole Atkinson over Vivint. He is literally at work at Survey 319 taking photos of the sunflowers. Oh, Nikki, these sunflowers remind me of you. Mm-hmm. Your favorite color is yellow, right? Like jaundice. Yeah, it reminds me of you. He was busy doing that. And then he gets a Vivint notification from Nicole Atkinson, and he's like, oh, shit. Calls her right away. Hey, what are you doing at my front door? I told you that she's at a friend's house. Stop bothering me. Can you please go away? Go away. Stop. Go away. Go home. And then she's ringing at the doorbell again, right? Messing with stuff. And then he sees that Nicole Atkinson is at the front door again. And he's like, Nicole, didn't I just tell you to leave my front door? What are you still doing there? Leave, okay? Leave, lady. That's my house. I already told you. I don't know where Shanann is. It's not that big of a deal. Go home. Go home. Bye. Okay. The only time he actually drove home is when Cassie got a hold of him. Cassie told him, you know what, Chris? I don't give a shit, basically. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Let's go ahead and see if we can find the actual text messages. I like to pull up the actual text messages because I am paraphrasing. But Cassie told him, I don't care. I really don't care what what is going on with you right now, Chris. I need you to go home and find your family. And that's when Chris decided, oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I do need to go home and find my family. Wow. Right here. Here they are. Found them. Found the text messages. Here they are from Cassie. Right? Cassie is texting Chris. Shanann is in a very bad, she's very bad emotionally, and I'm worried about her. I know you're having issues. I don't know to what extent, but I do know I have never seen her broken to this extent, and I'm worried. Chris says, she went to a friend's house with the kids. She won't tell me where, though. When I get home, I will update you. And then Cassie replies, sweetie, nobody knows about you and her other than Nikki and I. So where would she go if not with Nikki? And if not to Arizona, where I'm at? Hello, common sense, Christopher Watts, common sense. These are her best friends. Okay. Where is she going to go? Where is she going to take the kids if not to Nikki's house, right? Or Cassie's house? What friend is she going to just magically find that she's going to take off with the kids with? You know, it's just so ridiculous. And it was that text message that really did it for Chris, okay? Here it is. Here is the text message that really, really did it for the guy. Oh my gosh, if I can get this to stop doing whatever it's doing. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going home, Cassie. On my way. Don't call the police. I will be there in 45 minutes, he says. And this is because Cassie said, so unless you want the police to bust your damn door, you get home and you check on your family. I'm sorry if I'm being rude or whatever, but I'm seriously concerned. And that's what really lit the fire up under Chris's butt. And he's like, you know what? You're threatening me with the police. I'm going to get home right now, Cassie. Please don't call the cops. So again, everything that he's saying right now lies. And we know this already, right? We know this already. But what I love to do is I love to bring up the lies, bring up the comparisons, bring up the calendar. Because again, we are trying to get to the bottom of the truth here. And if we're looking at Chris Watts' lies, we also have to look at Nicole Kessinger's lies and do some bit of comparison to see where the discrepancies are. So lots of discrepancies, ongoing, nonstop. What do we think? This is when I really hate him. Yes. Yeah, partners don't say, I went to the friend's house. Exactly. Liberal cat lady, yes. No partner says, I'm just going to go to my friend's house. I'm sorry, what? If you're married and if you are in a serious relationship and that person knows the people that you're going to just say their name. Oh, hey, I'm going to Nicole's house. Hey, Chris, I'm going to go to Cassie's. That's where I'll be with the girls. No one says I'm going to a friend's house. Yeah, which friend? Which friend? Another thing about narcissists is that they worry about everyone else's opinions. Yeah, exactly. With Chris, he really worried about what his coworkers thought about him. He didn't really care about what his family thought, right? Let's continue.
Cold call me, like, all right, there's going to be a police officer here when you get here. I'm like, okay. Like, they couldn't get in because the latch from the top door that's what we kind of put over just to make sure, like, you know, like, if the kids try to go out the front door, they can because that's there. But the keypad on the outside on the garage door doesn't work. So, like, they had to wait until I got there. I got the garage door opener, I hit it, we went inside the house, and, I mean, cars there, car seats are there. purse is still there, the phone's on the couch, like her wedding ring sitting on the nightstand. And it's like there's like no sign of Bella.
Phones on the couch. Phones on the couch. The way that he said phones on the couch. The phone was not on the couch, Christopher. The phone was under one of the little pillows, one of the cushions of the couch. It wasn't on the couch. But notice how he's telling this story, right? Notice the way that he's telling it. He's skipping important details. Again. He also mentioned how the door was latched. So this is something that is very, very interesting with Chris, is that when we see him arrive that morning and get inside the garage and look through his car, he knows. He knows before he even arrives that the door to the front is latched. How would he know that? Realistically, logically, right? How would Chris Watts know that the front door is latched? His family is missing, and everyone is telling him that the car is still in the garage, her shoes are still there. So then, how did he know the front door was latched? If Shanann left, she would leave through the front door, if not the garage, right? But if she left through the garage, that meant that she would have to leave with the Lexus. So what? So then she didn't leave through the front door. She walked through the garage and left barefoot? It makes no sense how the man knew that the front door was going to be latched. And the way that he described it, the way that he explains it is by saying, we always latch the front because of CC. Except none of this makes sense because Shanann told him, hey, I'm taking the girls out. I'm taking the girls to a play date. But her car was still there. No, it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. How would he know the door was latched? That is so crazy. Should we watch? Let's go ahead and pull up the video. I do just want to pull up the video. I thought I had it up in one of my tabs, but I guess it disappeared. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video again because I just like to go through this minute by minute with the body cam and really just think about the logic here and see how much sense it actually makes because of the way that he's explaining the story. It just, again, it makes absolutely no sense how he would know that the door was latched. And then the way that he explains it makes no sense. All right, Chris Watts full body cam footage. All right, here it is.
How you guys doing? What's that?
All right, why isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, it's being weird right now. It's not okay. Here we go. Just gonna pull it up right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and just fast forward here to the moment that Chris arrives, right? They know that the door is latched. Nicole Atkinson had the code to the front door, but she couldn't get in because she realized that the front door was latched. And she knew, really weird, that the front door is latched, but Shanann's car is still in the garage. So the two contradict each other. The car can't be in the garage and the door latched as well. Where does she leave from then? Ericisa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Aw, thank you so much. Let's celebrate. Chris doesn't have a soul. Chris Watts, like a mouse stuck in a maze looking for the cheese. Yes. Yes, like a chicken without a head. Yeah, the guy looking for all kinds of answers to his ridiculous lies.
He didn't say.
When did he tell you that?
He needs Mrs. acting funny. I don't get it. What did he say?
Hang on.
Yeah, get me on the phone.
Okay, get Max on the phone.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that,
She would drive? Okay.
He got out of the car and went straight to the officer, shook the hand, opened the garage door. First thing, first and foremost. Now, imagine you are at work and you really don't know what happened to your wife. You didn't murder them. You are not the cause of their disappearance. If you were to show up to your house, would you not first check the door? Why would you first go through the garage and then check a Lexus, open the door, check underneath, grab something out of there, and then run in? Take 2 minutes of him running inside his house and then open the door finally. If your family is missing, what do you wanna go check if maybe there is, forced entry? Did somebody try to break into the side of the window? Is it latched? These are all questions that you would be asking yourself as someone who just showed up to the crime scene, because that's what it is at this point. You don't know where your family is. But he went straight to the garage. He went straight. He beelined it to the Lexus. Why? He knew that there was something there, and he already knew that the front door was latched. How did he know that? Of course, right? How would he have known that if he was innocent? Now, we know that he murdered his family, so of course he knew that. But how would he know that if he was innocent? Hurt Locker, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chicken carrots, camping pill, and bed. Potato head Chris, scumbag punk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10 and the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Oh man. Yeah, I would first stand there, talk to the officer, and then enter to the main door. Is that not what you would do? This is what any rational person would do. You would go up to the officer, you would look at Nicole Atkinson, ask questions. Hey, so you haven't heard from Shanann? Where is she? Right? So many questions. No, he doesn't do any of that. He completely ignores Nicole Atkinson. He's like, ugh, you again? You're still here? Didn't I tell you to leave my house, officer? This lady is intruding. Yeah, can you get her out? She's trespassing. Could you imagine if Chris showed up and got the officer to arrest Nicole Atkinson for trespassing? He probably would. He's so stupid. Let's continue watching this.
That's me. Yeah. The neighbors went and checked his cameras and said that a white car drove away at 1. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last action on my camera.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving.
Well, yeah.
What about can there's no way you can look for the day? During the daytime?
What? Frantic. The girl's car seats are in the car too. So she left with the friend. She would have took the car seats.
I can go look if he doesn't find her.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the police officer.
It's been 2 minutes.
Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys.
Nikki, I'm giving you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Yeah, notice Nicole Atkinson's face when he opens the door. She's like, what the hell took you? What took you so long, guy? The behavior of the police officers, and again, I understand, right? They don't know what's actually happening. They don't understand the full context or the whole story. And so I understand that they didn't immediately think that Chris Watts was a suspect. But there are certain things that you should probably do, especially given that a pregnant woman and her children are missing. I thought it was just so strange that he would ask Chris if he could enter the home. Is it okay if I come in, Chris? And then when Nicole Atkinson says, can we go in? He's like, I don't know. It's his house. Dude, a pregnant woman and her children are missing. You're really wondering if you should enter the house? And again, now I understand, right? Like I understand people's rights, and of course, I do not. I'm not saying at all that the police should be allowed to just barge into your house. Absolutely not. No, that is not what I'm saying. But just in this scenario, right? In this specific scenario that we're seeing here, the 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 likelihood that the husband was the cause of the disappearance is very, very high statistically. Common sense, right? Common sense tells you that if someone goes missing from their home, the chances that somebody who knows them did something to them is high. It wasn't somebody down the street or in an alley or someone hiding in the bush somewhere. It could be, but the likelihood is lower, very, very low. And so I don't know. I wish we could have a redo. I wish we could just do it over. Let's continue.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay. You checked upstairs? She's not there? I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine.
Oh, poor Dieter. Poor Dieter. He was locked up the whole time. Poor baby. Imagine the stress that he just went through. All the trauma. I mean, animals feel it. I mean, he definitely felt the absence of the family that loved him. Because Chris Watts, I mean, he's not somebody who actually loved Dieter at all. There's even video footage of him trying to strangle him. Of course, he was just playing and he's joking, but still, why would you joke like that? I don't even pretend to strangle my cats. Why would I? That is weird. That is definitely some type of serial killer behavior. Ugh. Yeah. So I saw here it probably should have been designated a crime scene status. Yes, after Shanann's essentials were found. Exactly. Exactly. I completely agree with you, Lobo Medina. Yes, property should have been designated a crime scene. Why was it not? After Shanann's essentials were found in the house, after everything was found in the home, this should have been designated a crime scene. How does a pregnant woman go missing with her shoes, her wallet, her keys, her phone, her car, everything that she needs for survival is still at the house? That is a very clear indication of wrongdoing. Something happened here, something weird. This is not just her up and leaving, right? This is very, very strange what we're seeing here. It's very eerie. Even Nicole Kessinger, or sorry, not Nicole Kessinger. Even Nicole Atkinson said it when she walked in. She said that she felt the house was weird, right? It was just eerie. It was cold. It didn't feel vibrant and homey like it usually did when Shanann was there. Could that be the window?
Go for it. Let me check in the house for consent.
Down your phone.
Oh. Well, shoot. Any friends you know she would be hanging out with?
I mean,
I know, I guess her parents are out of state.
across country, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's not happening.
God, he's so stupid. Are there any friends, maybe family? No. They're all cross country, North Carolina. So that's not happening. The way that he's so fidgety and he's running around, and I bet that he's wanting to contact Nicole Kessinger. I bet the whole time he's running around like a chicken without a head, it's mostly him trying to figure out what to do because Nicole is not answering him back. He's trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Nikki, help me. I need guidance. What's next? I threw the plan out. Sorry. I needed some toilet paper earlier today at Servy and I ripped out the page that I needed. Ugh. What an idiot. What an idiot. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and stop it here. We are getting to the meat, right? The meat of this whole situation. Yeah. We are gonna continue in our next live stream, which will be on Thursday. We're going to continue the rest of whatever Chris Watts is going to say, and we're going to continue looking at our calendar and adding anything that we might need in there. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop it here for today, and we're going to have another live stream tomorrow, guys. We're going to have another live stream tomorrow. Thank you all to everybody who voted in our last poll to have a live stream on another case. So if you guys want to join, we're going to be doing Gabby Petito tomorrow, y'all. So we're going to be watching the police footage of Gabby Petito, and we're going to be going down that rabbit hole as well. So yeah, so if you want to join, if you want to learn more about the case, or if you just want to hop in and, add any details or any knowledge, any information that you know about the case, we can learn it together. I will say I'm not fully, well versed on the case as much as I am with Chris Watts, but I am very interested in it, and I did follow it while it was ongoing. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to start that with you all. And yeah, yes, very spoiled, another live stream. Yes. Well, I do love to hang out with you all. I love the jokes. I love that we get to brainstorm and that we all get to throw our ideas out there and put it all together. Like I said, this is a case that we have all been obsessed with. We've all been watching videos, footage about this for so many years. And I just love that we can get together and, as a community, as a group, get all of our ideas together and just brainstorm and see what is closest to the truth. Even though we might never get the truth, and hopefully we do, right? But at least we can get together and we can talk about the case and come up with ideas and theories and really, just communicate, right? Communicate with one another and put the timeline together for something that makes sense for us. But yeah, thank you so, so much. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I saw, yes, we are at 8.8 thousand subscribers, y'all. We made it. We made it to 8,800 subscribers. Thank you all so, so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support, the constant support on the channel. Thank you for all the super chats. And yeah, as always, thank you to my moderators. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my members. Thank you to all of my subscribers. And thank you for watching. Thank you so much. There is a new video out. There's going to be a new video out tomorrow. So we're going to be doing doubling it up. We're going to be doubling it up. So very, very excited all. Thank you so much. Yes, 10,000 just around the corner. Yes. The Idaho 4 would be amazing. Yes. And we're going to do so much. Okay. I'm going to add all of the cases, anything that we want to talk about. If we just want to hang, we want to chat with friends. Yes, yes. Love you all. Thank you all so much. Take care, y'all, and I will see you tomorrow.